start by acknowledging that this is a lawsuit. There's allegations here, of course. A lawsuit in a civil court, the burden of proof is much different than a criminal court. We do have to talk about that. We have to mention that. But man alive, this lawsuit was batshit crazy, man. I don't know what to make of some of this stuff. Now, I have to say, I don't watch any Fox Sports shit. So I looked into this and I was like, is Joy Taylor still at the network? I knew that Skip Bayless wasn't there. If you were here on Friday when we did our 2025 goals and predictions, one of my predictions was Stephen A. Smith was going to leave ESPN for greener pastures, and they were going to beg Skip Bayless to come back to sort of help carry their network in this little transition period they would be on. I'm not sure that's going to be the case any longer, but I looked up. I was like, is Joy Taylor still with the network? Because honestly, I don't know. Am I wrong? She's on a show called Speak. Is that the name of the fucking show? Speak? She hosts a show called Speak. That's it. In September 2022, Taylor became the host of a new FS1 show titled Speak. Guys, they're making shows for your fucking dog. That's what these sports networks have turned into. Speak. It was Speak for Yourself before Jason Whitlock was taken off, and now it's just Speak. Dog shit on dog programming. Yeah, it is fitting, I guess. It is fitting. Is there a place where I can just read this entire lawsuit? So this is from AJ Perez, senior reporter at, what is FOS? Front Office Sports. Exclusive. A former Fox hairdresser alleged a network exec used his position to sexually harass women and says she refused a $1.5 million offer from former Fox Sport 1 host Skip Bayless to have sex with him. Holy shit. This is a bombshell, folks. This is a bombshell of the highest order. 42-page lawsuit. Should we read all of it here on stream together as one big happy family? Hey, guys, you don't need to be popping up things every single second that I'm trying to scroll your page, okay? Thank you, though. Only show on FS I watch rarely is First Things First. Never. I don't think I've ever watched a Fox Sports 1 show. A former Fox Sports hairstylist, this is an article written by AJ Perez and Michael McCarthy. A former Fox Sports hairstylist alleges in a lawsuit that a network executive used his position to sexually harass women, as well as that Skip Bayless touched her inappropriately and propositioned her for sex. I did not know that first part of that. Here we go. The name pronunciation might be a little incorrect here, and I apologize for that. Noshin Faraji. Does that sound right, guys? If I'm wrong, please correct me. Who says she worked at Fox Sports from 2012 through last August, made a series of allegations in the 42-page lawsuit obtained by Front Office Sports, Fox Sports, FS1, FS2. Why do they need two of those? What is on FS2? They might be ripping streams off YouTube and we might not even know it. I might have been on FS2. Is this on FS2 right now? Hey, is this on FS2? It could be. Fox Sports EVP Charlie Dixon, Bayless, and Fox Sports 1 host Joy Taylor are listed as defendants in the lawsuit. I got to see real quick what the fuck is on Fox Sports 2. Fox Sports 2 TV schedule. Hold on. I have to see what's on this. Fox Sports 2 TV schedule. Okay. Where is this even available? Right now, you have American Rodeo, Bassmaster, the cast, One for All, an inside look at soccer stars and team, Saudi Arabia's Kings Cup. This really is the Uno, or the Ocho, whatever they would call it. This is absolutely the Ocho. American Rodeo, NASCAR. Oh, I see what this is. It's like an outdoorsy, yee type of thing we've got going on. Pickleball World Champions say that's not so. What is the Saudi Arabia Kings Cup though? What is this? Soccer. Okay. EVP Charlie Dixon. So we got to put a face to the name here. Charlie Dixon. Yep. Yep. Demon time. The season 1 Rivals trailer dropped 5 minutes ago. All right. In the suit filed Friday in Los Angeles, Faraji, is that right, guys? Alleges that Dixon, the head of content for FS1, grabbed her buttocks at a birthday party in West Hollywood when she relayed to the encounter to Taylor. The Fox host allegedly told her to get over it, according to the suit. So I will say, from what I saw on Twitter from some of this, I'm not entirely sure what Joy Taylor, like, so a lot of what Joy Taylor did was probably most certainly, if it's true, of course, immoral, and people would probably look at that and be like, eh. But what I don't know what exactly she did that's like super damning necessarily. I have to be honest with you, other than this part right here. And this is, if this is true, this is wrong. Telling someone to get over it, obviously. Nothing makes me laugh more than lawyers being forced to say inappropriate shit. Is that a double allegedly? So an accusation was allegedly told to someone else about someone? Yes. Joy Taylor, worst part is her saying she would claim sexual assault and rape if anything came out about her sleeping with certain execs. Okay, all right, that's right. I forgot about that part. That is bad, if that's true. Which there is real shit in this lawsuit, which I thought the Joy Taylor part kind of took a lot of the attention away from. The lawsuit seeks class action status on behalf of Faraji and other non-exempt Fox employees working in California over the past 4 years. Faraji seeks unspecified monetary damages in a jury trial. After starting work on the Undisputed Morning Show starring Bayless, the suit alleges he began giving Faraji lingering hugs and kisses on the cheeks, while putting his body against hers, and pressing against her breast. That's not a sight I want to think about. The single mother alleges she repeatedly told Bayless she was not interested in him and did not date at work. She also claims she told Bayless she was suffering from ovarian cancer after developing issues with her left ovary in an effort to halt his advances. Also, allegedly, another female talent was moved to show to set up to fail because she allegedly didn't want to sleep with the same exec Joy Taylor slept with. Ugh, that's so fucking gross. As the suit alleges, approximately 1 week later, Mr. Bayless made another advance at Miss Faraji. Miss Faraji responded, "Skip, stop, you have a wife." Mr. Bayless responded, "Aren't you Muslim? Doesn't your dad have 3 to 4 wives?" Miss Faraji responded that her father was dead. And when Mr. Bayless looked taken aback, she made an excuse to leave. Wow. I mean, this is one of those things, and I'm not going to lie, the first time I heard this, I let out an exaggerated sort of snort, like one of these, like I laughed a tiny bit, not because it was funny, but because it's one of those things that's so ridiculous. Like if somebody said that and I heard it, it would just be like, I can't believe I just heard that being said. I'm not laughing at what you said. I'm laughing at the fact that it was something that was actually said, if that makes sense. The Muslim thing sounds fake. I closed my eyes and tried to imagine it. I could see it. It's hard to believe because it's crazy. Yeah, I mean, anytime these come out, it never really sounds believable at first. All of this is in a lawsuit, and it's an alleged thing, obviously. During her time at Fox, Faraji alleges she made multiple complaints to human resources and employee relations departments. See, like that's something right there. You could easily prove that. So if they put this in a lawsuit, I'm sure there's proof that it's there. Meanwhile, the suit alleges Taylor began insulting Ms. Faraji on a personal and professional level after their friendship ended. The suit also alleges that Taylor mocked the English pronunciation of Faraji, who is of Persian descent. Okay, that makes me worried that I'm not saying this correctly. Her lengthy tenure at Fox Sports and not so thinly veiled references to multiple anonymous witnesses suggest that she may have the receipts to back up her version of events. said Daniel Wallach, a sports law attorney and co-host of the podcast Conduct Detrimental. Okay, let's write that down. Might have to listen to what he has to say about that. Just as importantly, she contemporaneously raised these issues with coworkers, which the jurors' eyes could boost the credibility of these claims. Ms. Faraghi brings forth this action because for over a decade at Fox, she was forced to endure a misogynistic, racist, and ableist workplace where executives and talents were allowed to physically and verbally abuse workers with impunity, the suit alleges. So I want to say this. Obviously, I've never worked at Fox Sports. I never worked at ESPN. I did briefly work at another sports place that I won't say. I just think very misogynistic in nature. This like sports media, very misogynistic in nature. So I 1,000% believe that Fox Sports has some misogyny going on behind the scenes. Same way I would say absolutely that ESPN has some misogyny going on behind the scenes. When Ms. Faraghi and others came forward to report the wrongdoing instead of addressing their concerns, Fox retaliated against them, while the perpetrators and those who protected them were inexplicably promoted. This case thus represents yet another in a long line of cases chronicling the toxic culture at Fox, marked by bad faith promises and repeated failures to address a poisonous and entrenched patriarchy. It's sad, man, not only the fact of the matter, but that none of us are surprised by the conduct. So I saw a tweet going around that people were shitting on where I don't know if they're going to talk about it in here. Okay, this is later. We're jumping ahead a little bit. But this suit clears Colin Cowherd, of wrongdoing, saying throughout her entire tenure at Fox, Mr. Cowherd was professional and respectful to Ms. Faraghi and her coworkers. Reader, 9 months to the Slightly Delusional Club, slightly joyful on this Monday morning. And I saw somebody was like, we shouldn't be celebrating Colin Cowherd. And I think Nick Wright was also in this as well. We shouldn't be celebrating that they didn't do anything weird. Like they're just supposed to not do anything weird. And people are like, oh, we should be celebrating. It's just like, well, yeah, that person was right. Like Colin Cowherd not being a weird sex freak is not a cause for celebration. That's just normal behavior. But that it is nice to know, though. Yeah, it's like not being a sex pest is just normal, regular human being behavior. Okay? Aren't they just excluding Colin and Nick because they are the star talent? No, I think they like mentioned in the thing that like those two were good. Like those two were very professional. The worst person you know isn't a bad person. Or from what I understand, Nick Wright seems like a really fucking cool dude. Like, I don't know. Do I agree with some of his takes? Not really. At the end of the day, there's just sports takes. People take this shit so seriously, the sports take aspect of things, where they like actually grow to dislike people because of sporting opinions, which if you ever find yourself in that mix, please take a step back and chill out, okay? Please take a step back, tone it down a few pegs. Consider the fact that maybe your interest in sports has reached an unhealthy level and maybe readdress it, right? Think about ways to turn it back into a healthy habit. Try to turn your sports consumption into a more healthy habit rather than this person disagrees with me. Fuck you. I'm going to kill you. You're ugly. I'm going to post pictures of you online now. Fuck you. Fuck your family. Yeah, they got the Cowboy highlights showing. Hey, great loss yesterday. Actually, it was a great loss. Where were we in this? Fox Sports released the following statement to Front Office Sports. We take these allegations seriously and have no further comment at the time, given this pending litigation. So, I don't know. I'm assuming the exact Charlie Dixon, he's still on their website. I'm assuming he's still there. He's still an executive. Skip Bayless is gone. He left later in 2024. Remember, he left kind of suddenly. So this does make you think. He left suddenly. There was kind of a mass exodus for a while from there. Of course, Shannon Sharpe kind of left suddenly in 2023. But that was clearly him and Skip started to have some real tension. And if I remember correctly, it was the Damar Hamlin thing, wasn't it? The Damar Hamlin thing kind of reached was like the boiling point. Ms. Farage's lawyers did not immediately respond to Front Office Sports. The lawsuit follows a year of major talent changes at Fox Sports 1, Fox's national sports cable network. In August, Bayless left after 8 years. Oh, well, there you go. After 8 years as star of the Undisputed Morning Show, his former on-air partner Sharp reached a buyout agreement in 2023 after publicly clashing with Bayless on air. All right, I promise you I did not read this article. After the cancellation of Undisputed, Dixon and Fox Sport 1 management revamped the network's weekday studio lineup this year, launching the new Breakfast Ball. What are these shows? Breakfast Ball. What are these shows, man? They just churn these shits out. They just churn these shows out like they're nothing.
Well, I guess it's good afternoon and welcome into Breakfast Ball.
What's the name of this guy? What's his name? Former NFL player, right? Didn't he used to work at ESPN? Hey man. That's not Golick, no. Hey, I just want to point you to something here on the side. A random one-off video from the Slightly Biased Clips channel currently has the same amount of views as this.
First of all, I'm just happy to be here.
If we're gonna have a party, let's have a party. Of course, when's the last time we celebrated a guard?
They are intergalactically stupid.
Craig is wrong and Danny's wrong.
He can't hand the ball off and do the same.
I mean, they just this just looks like your regular morning sports show. Mark Schlereth. I never knew how to say his last name. It's ass. Okay. I wouldn't know. I haven't watched. I'm just like, they just churned these fucking shows out. It's hilarious. Breakfast Ball. The Facility. What is The Facility? What are the names of these shows, man? The Facility. Oh my God. From the athlete's perspective, hosted by Emmanuel Acho. They don't even have him in here, do they? Oh, he was somewhat involved in this. Emmanuel Acho, Shady McCoy. I just now realized I have blocked on Twitter. I don't know why. James Jones and Chase Daniel. You couldn't pay me $1 million to watch this show. You couldn't pay me $1 million. It's the military-industrial complex naming this shit. The Facility. Yeah, I hear that, and I think it's probably two former Navy SEALs, Green Berets, who are talking about testosterone for 3.5 hours. You could pay me $1 million to watch it? I don't know, man. What if Skip offers you $1.5 million? While not named as defendants, while keeping Colin Cowherd's The Herd and Nick Wright's First Things First in their time slots. Those are their two big shows. Especially with Undisputed not being a thing anymore. This suit clears Cowherd of wrongdoing, saying throughout her entire tenure at Fox, Mr. Cowherd was professional and respectful. Okay. While not named as defendants, the suit notes that Mark Silverman, president and chief operating officer of Fox Sports, and Eric Shanks, chief executive officer and executive producer of Fox Sports, could be added to the legal action based on discovery. In 2007, makeup artist Rita Rajon sued ESPN, alleging she was sexually harassed by host Jay Crawford and panelist Woody Page on the former Cold Pizza morning show. What happened to that? Woody Page is still there, isn't he? Who's Jay Crawford? Jay Crawford is doing shit on. What is Jake Crawford doing? In 2017, Jamie Cantor, a wardrobe stylist who worked at NFL Network for a decade, claimed in a lawsuit against the NFL-owned outlet that Warren Sapp, Donovan McNabb, Eric Davis, and others sexually harassed her. The former players listed in the lawsuit were fired from their positions at NFL Network before a settlement was reached with Cantor. I do remember that, actually. In 2019, ESPN also reached a settlement with former on-air personality Adrian Lawrence, who alleged she was a victim of unwanted advances from male employees. She also claimed her male ESPN colleagues openly watched pornography to keep scorecards on female employees targeted for sex. What do people got going on? Who does shit like that? I hear stories about people like openly watching porn in front of other people. What level of freak do you have to be on to get to that point? Obviously, this article leaves out a lot of the stuff you saw popping around on Twitter. A lot of the Joy Taylor allegations that she slept with certain executives, like this guy Charlie Dixon, to get a time to get on the Undisputed show, and then also sparked a relationship with Emmanuel Acho. Now, all of that is allegations. And then the damning part, I guess, was she told Miss Faraji to get over it whenever Miss Faraji said that she was groped at a party, basically. And then also that Joy Taylor said to her, if one of the executives was to come out or fire her or whatever the case may be, she would claim that she was sexually assaulted. Now, again, these are allegations of allegations, basically. Wouldn't that be a sort of addiction? Oh, for sure. Acho's deleting too much for it not to be true. As is the case with a lot of this stuff, you know, once you get like, it's one thing for like a Twitter allegation. When lawyers get involved and lawsuits start happening, that's when you really got to perk up. Because that's when there's got to be, you know, there has to be not only truth to it, but probably some proof in there as well, or else a lawyer's not taking the case. So there's a new FS1 coming soon. Breakfast Bald with bald NBA coaches featuring Jason Kidd, Rick Carlisle, Jock Vaughn, and Mike Brown. I would tune in. Absolutely. So this also does not include the fact that Skip Bayless allegedly offered $1.5 million to Miss Faraji to have sexual intercourse with him. $1.5 million. So that's where we're at with some of this. If that report about Joy Taylor trying to seduce Skip Bayless to be on Undisputed and him not wanting her. So, of course, this naturally turned into just Twitter being honestly pretty disgusting, which isn't a surprise at all. What is this right here? Here's a part from the lawsuit. I know the Skip Bayless allegations is wild, but the Joy Taylor allegations is crazy too. Miss Taylor again uses her sexuality to get on a show. In approximately February 2020, Miss Taylor asked Miss Faraji to meet her for lunch in Beverly Hills. When Miss Faraji arrived, she found Miss Taylor with a man, Emmanuel Acho, Mr. Acho. Miss Faraji did not know Mr. Acho, but could tell the two were romantically involved. So this part right here, I don't know. Was Joy Taylor like married or something at the time? I don't really understand. Obviously, there's like a conflict of interest at any workplace. This is like kind of an HR fucking nightmare. But like, what's this part right here? Like her being with Emmanuel Acho, I didn't really get what that really meant, to be honest with you. Like, what's really the big deal there? The executive part, that's when it starts to become weird. And honestly, that's when it starts to become weird on the executive's end, for sure. That is a gross abuse of power. It is. Okay? I know everyone's taking the time to shit on Joy Taylor, okay? But there's a power dynamic there that makes that very weird on the man's end. Now, Joy Taylor alleging that, hey, I'm going to say that he sexually assaulted me if whatever happens. Okay, that's a different conversation. I don't know. She was married, engaged, single, sleeping with execs and others simultaneously. I can't even keep up the timeline anymore. That's kind of where I'm at with this, where it's like the Joy Taylor stuff, if this is true. Joy Taylor was a bigger figure at FS1 than Acho, though. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. I was like, what's like the power dynamic of that, where like she's progressing? A few months after meeting Mr. Acho at lunch, Miss Faraji noticed him in a hallway while at work. Miss Faraji later asked Miss Taylor if Mr. Acho also worked at Fox. Miss Taylor confirmed and explained that she wanted Mr. Acho to eventually recommend her on the show Speak for Yourself. Oh, okay. All right. So this was in 2020. Speak for Yourself, which is now Speak. It's for dogs. They've changed the show. It's a morning sports show for dogs. It's revolutionary. It's ahead of the curve. Fox Sports is on top of it. Miss Faraji became alarmed and warned Miss Taylor that she should probably not sleep with Mr. Dixon and Mr. Acho at the same time, as Mr. Dixon is a very powerful man that may become very angry. Miss Taylor told her not to worry about it. She explained that she was also now powerful, and once Mr. Dixon was no longer useful to her, she would follow through on her plan to tell the company that he forced himself on her. So that's the one right there where that's bad. She hosts Speak, yes, the sports talk show for dogs. Speak. In approximately September 2022, Miss Taylor started to work on Speak. I can't get over this shit. Speak. What are they doing? What on earth are they fucking doing? Approximately, okay. Miss Taylor requested Miss Faraji to do her hair. I can't get over Speak. I cannot get over Speak. And this, of course. So I'll say this. Nobody at all should be surprised by the executive vice president of content, if this is true. Nobody at all should be surprised by somebody who is in a position like this, using their position to be a little fucking sleazy. It happens in every single work environment that there is. And it's very strange. Obviously. Once that power dynamic is introduced, that's when you start to get into weird territory. 100%. You can pretend that's not the case, but it is. It absolutely is. Charlie Dixon. Woman jump on opportunity to get ahead. Stop pretending like they're being forced. Oh, God. This is why I didn't want to talk about that, really. This is why I was worried to talk about this. So, the reason why that's even possible, if we were to go that route, real hair, I'm going to assume no. I'm going to assume with a lot of certainty no. Definitely a toupee. But man, and this is also true. Like there's it's true on the opposite side. Like women can abuse this as well, but men being in a position of power, or really any person in a position of power, using that power as a tool to make sexual advancements on people who are looking to move up in a company or whatever the case may be. That's weird. That is weird. This guy knew what he was doing. It wasn't like he was like, oh, okay, yeah, hey, whatever, man. I'm just chilling. Like, you want to have sex with me? All right, cool. Yeah. That's not what happened here. And part of the lawsuit was that Charlie Dixon went to Skip, and let me see if I can find it because I'm paraphrasing, but part of it was Skip did not want Joy Taylor on Undisputed, partially because up until Undisputed, Joy Taylor had really no experience whatsoever on TV. She was a radio host on in Miami, I think is what it was. And Charlie Dixon wanted Skip Bayless to do him a personal favor by, accepting Joy Taylor as the host of Undisputed. Joy's brother was an NFL player, by the way. Yeah, I mean, I'm not. She used to be the host for Colin Cowherd, and she just started getting her own segments. She basically went from not being on TV at all to being on TV a lot. From what I understand. Shannon Sharp reacts to bombshell Fox Sports 1. Ain't got nothing to do with me. Y'all want to get clicks, so y'all mention me? Yeah, Shannon Sharp is not mentioned in this at all, is he? This website is tanking my computer. What shit-ass website did I just click on? This website is actually tanking my computer. There's two different videos auto playing on it. Please close. In my experience, men in every industry do this, but sports industry seems uniquely insane. Yeah, because the sports industry is predominantly male. Like it is. The audience is predominantly male. The people working in it are predominantly male. This stuff is way more common in big corporations. People think, oh, yeah, this stuff runs rampant. It's really not a surprise that this happened. And I'm not like saying, oh, everyone expected Charlie Dixon to be a sex pest. Like, no, I'm not saying that. Half of them celebrities got their start through bed, maybe more than half. Nothing new here. Based off of what? Like, what is that based off of? Every industry does have this. And it's sad and fucked up. Too bad you can't thumbs down these dumb comments. Yeah, that was the thing. Whereas, like, obviously, the Twitter discussion got pretty nasty. But, yeah, I mean, if let's just assume this everything said in this lawsuit is true. If we're just going to assume that, Joy Taylor probably should get fired. Like, honestly, pretty easily. Skip Bayless, I don't know. From what I understand, there wasn't anything like criminal in this. Charlie Dixon, absolutely. Step down. Goodbye. Emmanuel Acho, probably. I mean, HR is probably like, dude, what the fuck's going on? Like, you guys had a relationship behind, like, what a nightmare. You guys are on-air personalities. Wasn't there what was it? What news anchors was it where they had like a love affair? You guys remember what I'm talking about? They were both like married, and so it sounded like a Hallmark movie. They were both married or with somebody else, and they were on it. They like hosted a show together that they ended up falling in love, and then they ended up running away together. It literally sounds like a Hallmark movie, but it happened. So Skip asked to leave with HR knowing this was going to come out, so they slowly say Undisputed was going away. Well, if I remember correctly, this is from somebody who didn't really watch these shows, but Skip Bayless was just like, yo, this is my last show. It just kind of happened. And he said that he had new things coming and be excited. And then guess what? Nothing came. Not even Skip, because he offered $1.5 million and she said no. Today is my last show on Undisputed. I'm leaving FS1. I've been planning to pursue other opportunities for several months. I had a great 8-year run with a lot of great people at Fox, and now I'm excited for what's coming up. Stay tuned. And nothing, like, unless I'm wrong, Skip Bayless doesn't have anything in the pipeline, right? This is why I actually thought he was going to ESPN after this. I thought that was what was happening. I thought ESPN was going to throw him a bag and they were going to just do First Take. Where Mika Brzezinski and Joe Scarborough were both married and they started their own show, right? Now both married to each other. That might have been it. I don't remember their names, but Skip's show tanked over his beef with Shannon. Yeah, it started when Shannon and him clearly like did not like each other and just maintained a professional relationship, and even that professional relationship started to get very strained. Very strange rabbit hole, yes. And this isn't even including, and I didn't even want to talk about this because I just think this guy was trolling. This doesn't even include the fact that a few months ago Skip's Twitter got hacked, and the hacker tweeted out, yo, Skip's talking to escorts in his DMs. And I didn't even want to talk about that because I don't know. That's probably just a guy trolling. But with this lawsuit, though, that shines a different light on that whole saga. There was also, whenever I was doing some research on this last night, there was also a Skip Bayless cocaine rabbit hole that I was going down a little bit. And there was a guy mentioned in the lawsuit who was like, yeah, the Mike guy like was weird, but they never fired him because he gave everyone cocaine. So this gets talked about a bunch. Like Skip Bayless and Stephen A. Smith are on cocaine. I don't think, and unfortunately, this is coming from a place of experience. I must admit, doing a 3-hour sports talk show, I don't think so, man. I really don't. I don't get coke behavior from those guys. I really don't. I think that they just turn it on. They're natural entertainers and they turn it on. I really doubt that they're regularly doing cocaine before these shows. I don't think sitting down in a chair for 3 hours doing a sports talk show sounds insane. Sounds insane. Now, Skip was doing stuff in the 80s and 90s in Dallas, Texas. He was covering the Cowboys. Back then, who knows, man? Wouldn't surprise me at all. The 80s and 90s in Dallas, Texas. I'm not going to lie, though. Sometimes, what's that guy's name? Russo? Mad Dog Russo? Sometimes I see clips of him and I'm like, yo, what is going on? But that, I think more so meth with him. Speed. Mad Dog said he'd quit if some team won, but he didn't. That would be hilarious, though. I'm going to quit if Mad Dog Russello? Is it not Mad Dog Russo? What did I say? Did I say Russello? He said he would quit radio if the Rangers won the World Series. The Texas Rangers? Quit, bitch. Quit. So I don't know. I wanted to just touch on this. I don't think I don't know what's going to come from this. I'd be a little bit surprised if Joy Taylor survives this. It just feels like a lot. There could be a stepping down thing. There could be a Fox being like, "Hey, can you leave?" Like, this is just a lot here. Emmanuel Acho, I'd be surprised if he survives this either. Just looking at it from like these Fox Sports shows can churn. Like, we already looked at it. What was it? The Basement. What was the name of the fucking shows they were making? Speak, Morning Ball. I mean, like, they're just churning out these shows. We watched the Morning Ball trailer. Morning Ball. The Morning Ball trailer. Like, who are those people? They churn these shows out like they're nothing. And I'm not sure, and I could be wrong, and I'm not the target audience for these shows, but I just don't think Joy Taylor, Emmanuel Acho, these people are like draws at all. I think those people are replaceable. Snap of a finger, replaceable. Breakfast Ball. Okay, Breakfast Ball, sorry. Sunset Coaching coming soon with retired coaches. I'd watch that. I would not trust a lawsuit that was tailored to exclude specific people. We're just talking about the lawsuit on here. I don't know what's true, what's not true. And we're also just speculating. Like, Skip doesn't have a job currently. Morning Ball sounds better. Morning Ball or Breakfast Ball? Yeah, Morning Ball does kind of roll off the tongue a little bit more. I mean, neither are good. You know, slightly early, that's just rolls off the tongue beautifully. Slightly early. Not everyone has the creative juices that I possess, but yeah. Breakfast Ball is also a reference in golf, though, when you fuck up your first shot. Oh, okay. Well, okay, that does make sense. That makes sense then. Breakfast Ball is golf lingo. Okay, all right. That's fair then. That adds some points. I think it's still a bad name, but that does add some points. Speak is inexplicable. Speak, and what was the other one? What was the one that Shady McCoy's on now? The facility, is that what it was called? What are they doing? The fucking facility? Like, I'm starting a new show on my YouTube channel. It's called Sit. It's short for sit down and talk about sports, but I'm just going to name it Sit. Yeah, roll over. Stay is going to be my late show. Stay. It's short for stay up and talk about sports, but I'm shortening it to Stay. So in the morning on Fox Sports, you can check out Speak. Afternoon show here on Slightly Biased, you can check out Sit, and at night you can check out Stay here on Slightly Biased. Skip being unemployed is an elephant in the room. I mean, Skip leaving under weird circumstances with Fox Sports and then following it up with nothing. Like what? We're about 4 or 5 months later is weird. But also, he's 72 years old. Skip's 100 years old. So, link to this earlier. You can't send links in here. You got that dog in you? Yeah, that's our target. That's our target audience. Anyone who's got that dog in them. Skip's been around a long ass time, man. I don't like. Skip was wreaking havoc in the Dallas area in the 90s. 73. He just turned 73. Happy belated. Skip got in a ton of trouble in the 90s for outing Troy Aikman. It's actually kind of insane that Skip survived some of the shit. Oh, Skip Bailey said things are great between him and Troy Aikman after years of discourse. Troy Aikman of NFL and ESPN said he's not gay. Troy Aikman is still mad that sports writer Skip Bayless speculated 16 years ago in a book that the then Dallas Cowboys quarterback might be gay. Oh, man. Did you see this slightly? Austin, I can't see. I don't get you can't send links in here. More successful Fox Sports attempting to name TV shows or teams attempting to score against OKC defense. All right, let's segue. Great segue.